Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Comic Corner, issue 11.
Issue 11.
Issue 11. We're out there. We're out there.
We are.
This is, you know what? I was about to do just a regular one, but we have been getting more views.
We have, and thank you very much.
So if you're new to this, it's Tony,
Roman,
and we are just nerds.
Yeah.
I like reading comics.
in every sense of the word.
Yeah, we like everything nerdy.
Yeah.
But this is our comic review, comic talk, just general everything comic related talk. We bring you what we pick up last week. We review a Trading Back graphic novel that you think you should read.
An evergreen, trade back.
Is that what it's called?
Evergreen is like it's
Catch all?
No, evergreen is like it's never something like right now. It's just like whatever we want to.
Oh yeah, I mean sometimes we cover the right now if it's like one of those good ones.
If it's one of the big ones.
Yeah, like we covered the new 52 stuff and Rebirth stuff. And then at the end of the video, we give you the list for tomorrow's singles. Yeah, floppies.
We call them floppies, so you gotta get used to it.
True. But yeah, welcome.
Yeah.
Let's just get right to it. We picked up Aquaman.
Yeah, it's Aquaman 27. It's written by Dan Abnett, and it is actually a mouthful. He is the artist, the colorist, as well as the cover artist. It's a name we always stumbled on from last time. It's Stepan Sajic.
Alright, you got it.
I think I got it. Let us know if we got it right, Mr. Sajic.
That dude, man, this art is fucking amazing.
Yes.
It's just straight out. If you guys don't know, I'm a sucker for art. I buy comics for covers and pretty pictures alone, and has bitten me in the ass a lot. But I can't. I fall in love with the art. Yeah,
I mean, I think that comes maybe from being maybe a Marvel head, because you're more a Marvel head than anything.
Yeah, I mean, reading and doing art's been one of those things that I tried my hand and could never get. But I could tell a good story. So a story was like, oh man, it's not that hard. You know, you get something like we in our group of idiots, we call it novella time. We have created little kids. We have created love corals and all that. So story stuff doesn't really hit me unless it's something super like emotional, super full, like packed full of just everything. I'll be like, fuck the art. Get it for the story. Now there has been some, but mostly I'm a guy that with the eyes and just fall in love with the characters and be like, oh man, because these are your heroes growing up and you see them like in action and shit. Oh, fucking love that shit.
That's the thing is like Aquaman was not a comic that he liked, to be honest with you. Nobody likes Aquaman except for me.
Jeff Johns
did a great run,
yeah. Jeff Johns is the reason I kind of like him because he made him like a badass. Because you're right, no one likes Aquaman. He was always the pun of jokes. He was,
and I was kind of like that until I read Jim Krueger and Alex Ross's Justice, where he makes kind of Aquaman. He actually fleshes out his powers a little more than anybody else did, and he made him kind of like he made that bit of Aquaman story because it involves the whole Justice League. He makes that like Lone Wolf and Cub, which I really liked, and I was like, you know what, I'm in. Aquaman's badass, and I totally believe it.
And from there on, Aquaman's been getting more of badass and more stronger, and you're like, oh, okay, I could understand why he's a king of all these people, and he controls the seas and shit. I get it now. Because before, he was just a dude in orange and green spandex. But now, Arthur Curry, he gets my respect. Yeah,
and Dan Abnett's been making this story that's kind of like a detective story meets like Game of Thrones. Like a courtship, like a king and his courtship, and him being banished and him faking his death, and it's like all this really cool stuff. Dan Abnett's a really good writer, and if you don't know, he's the art. I'm pretty much the writer. Just because I genuinely like that. Dan Abnett's a writer that I've followed for a while.
I mean, it has a little bit of everything. It has Mutants of the Ocean. I mean, if you guys know that you fucking eventually you start evolving or devolving into the fucking surroundings you are. And people that live under the sea is eventually going to start mutating somehow, or the stuff that comes out lower is going to mutate up. And you get everything. You get mutants, you get action, you get magic. I'm a sucker for magic. I've realized this. You know how in most nerd everything you're like, it's either sci-fi and magic? I was like, nah, that ain't real. And so people started talking like Star Wars, Star Trek. I was like, that's just fucking boring. But you bring out magic and shit. I'm right in there. I'm listening to shit. And this has magic. I love it. I love it because they're making it a big part of the comic.
Yeah, it seems like this is a pretty big arc in terms of what's going to happen for Aquaman, because they're bringing in other characters that you normally don't see. If you know anything like Titans, it's Tempest, who was the old Aqualad back in the day. He's now his own hero. He's Tempest. And they're bringing in just like different things, different little seeds from everywhere about Atlantis.
It seems like they're bringing the Aqua family together.
Yeah.
Like you have, I'm pretty sure that Aqualad or whatever his name is from
Tempest.
The Teen Titans.
Oh,
from Teen Titans. I know he's running around with Black Manta in one of the comics. So I'm guessing all these pieces are going to kind of come together on the final issue. And it's going to be the terror of the sea versus the Aqua family.
Yeah.
And they're all strong and unique and different powers. But yeah, guys, water, magic, action, detective comic.
Epic beard.
So. Dolphin, sexy ass dolphin. I think I would be like, dolphin, sexy ass dolphin.
Yeah, and it's not like an animal dolphin.
Oh no, it's a character dolphin.
Just keep that in mind.
Pick it up, guys. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's a good comic. Next up, I believe we have Astonishing X-Men number 2. It is written by Charles Soule, art and cover by Mike Deodato, and the colorist is Frank Martin.
Man, look at this fucking... I don't know if you guys can see it, and I hope you guys pick it up, but look at this cover. You have the X-Men you grew up with, fucking in skeleton form. Love that. I was like, you know what? Even if we don't cover this, or if it's not like a tasting of story I like, this fucking cover was like, yes, I would buy this poster and put it somewhere on my wall. That's how I was like, yes.
I hope you can see it, but yeah, he's a sucker for skulls. Anything with skulls, he loves.
I'm a 90s, 80s head. So.
Yeah, but it is, if you know Mike Deodato, he's a good artist. Charles Soule's kind of making this weird storyline where... Should we spoil who's in it? Or should we...
I mean, you guys read the starting of the arc, which was last month's. It's a battle of psychics.
Yeah.
You will have on one side the last remaining mind of Charles Xavier versus a bad guy that we haven't seen in a while.
Yes.
And they're just there playing with the X-Men's fucking emotions and future and shit.
Yeah. So.
Which I liked it. It was like a little off. But what I like is that they touch on a lot of stuff that we grew up with.
Yes.
And then it lets you catch up with the X-Men. Like if you're a 90s cartoon fan, they touch into like the Gambit and Rogue love story.
Yeah. And
he's like, that ain't us no more. And they're like, oh, this is what happened.
Yeah.
So they catch up to now.
Yeah. And it's just interesting because Charles Xavier, if you don't know, is dead, but somehow his soul is trapped with Shadow King. And they're basically playing a game of four souls, basically. Charles Xavier is trying to... His motives are a little more hidden than Shadow King's.
Well, yeah, there's a little twist in there with Charles Xavier's motives. I was like, okay, it's a little freshness.
Yeah, it is. It's different. It's actually a lot different than I would expect. It's just it's a very fun book because it opens with the X-Men in a kind of theater, and they're gonna see a play about the X-Men.
They're gonna see our X-Men.
Yeah, exactly. And things start things start churning, and they're starting to notice them, and then by the end they're like, okay, something's going on, we need to fix this, but we don't know what the hell's going on.
I like that they touch on everything from the 90s cartoon. They have Logan and Jean Grey, they have everything. And I know I fell off X-Men for a little bit because there was just too much, and it was just like Phoenix, everything. It was a fucking mix of stuff that I didn't like.
Yeah.
But I do remember picking up a comic that the Red Skull had Charles Xavier's brain in it, because it still gave out like psychic.
Wasn't
that one of them?
That was one of them. That was Uncanny Avengers, written by Rick Remender. And that was when the Marvel Now happened, because the thing that led Marvel Now, it's Marvel Now 2.0, but the original Marvel Now, what led to it was Avengers versus X-Men. And if you don't know, spoilers, Charles dies in there. So Professor X dies, and you don't see his body. You don't know what's going on. You just know that he's dead. It turns out Red Skull stole his body and stole his brain so that he can become a telepath, and he got the Cosmic Cube as well, and it led to a storyline called Axis.
I read it.
So yeah, it led to Axis, and then it's kind of bled into their current event going on called Secret Empire. And if you know me, I wasn't a fan of it. But
too many issues.
It's just Secret Empire is not good. I don't know about Axis. I haven't read it just yet. I do have a trade back, I think, just in my pile of things I have to read. But this in particular is just a very... It starts off very lighthearted and happy, and then it does a turn. It does a 180, and you're really intrigued by that, because not only is Professor X hiding something that he wants to do, but there's also the threat of the Shadow King trying to trap the X-Men souls, take over their bodies, and then ruin the world.
Yeah, I mean, it fucking bleeds out 90s cartoon, because in the 90s cartoons you always had Xavier not do much other than have psychic battles and going through weird worlds, and you're like, oh, and you have everybody struggling and crying. It's like, what's going on? Was Xavier fighting the fight for them inside? I love that aspect, and I think it's gonna lead to someone having his fucking brain.
I don't know.
I was like, okay, because you don't know. I don't know what happened to Xavier. I know his brain was out there, but I was like, someone has his brain.
Yeah,
they're gonna find a way to bring him back eventually.
Yeah, it's just, how are they gonna bring him back? Is this the beginning of it, or is this just kind of a tease and like we know he's there? Is it something that's gonna pick up later? You don't know, but it's at least it's good enough to keep you reading. So go ahead and get it. It was a good
like I said, if you're a fan of the old school X-Men, good read.
Yeah. And then next up we have Spider-Man 2 issue number 2, and it's written by Brian Michael Bendis, art by Sarah Pacelli, inks by Elisabetta Di Amico, and colors by Justin Ponsor.
This comic was at best it's like good. It's like not bad. It's good. It's a middle of the art comic. It's like, if you read the first one, it gives you a little bit more, but it has Taskmaster. I was looking for Taskmaster, and it has what you expect: 2 Spider-Man. They have that witty, annoying banter they have, and you're reading and you're like, yep, this is how 2 Spider-Man fucking should be. So it's well written.
Yes.
The story's throwing me a little bit here and there. I don't know if you guys... I hope you guys read issue 1. And now I'm giving you real quick spoilers. So I'm going to give you a couple seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, so at the end of the first one, you find out there's another Miles Morales in Peter Parker's world, universe.
Yes, and the regular 616.
It looks like he's been through some shit.
Yeah.
Right, because he's all scarred up, he's all fucked up. And in this comic, they're trying to find out why there is no trace of Miles Morales at all. Like, he's ghost. Yeah. And it looks like there's a reason for it. And then it looks like he is the reason there's a reason for it. You know what I mean?
The Miles Morales in the regular universe, the 616 universe, he is scarred up, and there's a reason why he's somehow erased himself even from the SHIELD database, which, if you don't know anything about Marvel, the SHIELD database is like
untouchable.
Yeah, it's pretty much untouchable, and it's the thing that holds the key to everything. He somehow got his name off of that even. And
he's deep in something.
Yes.
Because he knows that a version of him is a Spider-Man.
Yes.
And I was like, what the hell's going on? and shit like that. Again, Taskmaster.
Yeah,
he employs Taskmaster. I was like, all right, cool.
And there's a portal. If you read the first Spider-Man, there was a. And I'm not talking about the first issue of this one.
We're talking about
the first Spider-Man. There was a 5-issue series. In that one, there was a portal that opened up, and that's how they both met. It's in this one, there's a portal that opens up in the same building, and it's Taskmaster that comes through instead of Mephisto.
Yep.
Or not Mephisto. Fishbowl Head. What's his name?
That is Mephisto.
I thought Mephisto is the devil.
Mysterio.
Okay, I always get Fishbowl Head. I always call him Fishbowl Head.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Spider-Man calls him.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I knew him as.
Yeah.
So Mysterio opened it the first time. Now it's Taskmaster, and now it's just kind of what the hell's going on.
It looks like the bad guys found a way to keep opening portals.
Yes.
Because Taskmaster just gets back in.
And is it possible that maybe our Miles maybe employed Mysterio to open up a portal?
Yeah.
Maybe,
it leaves a lot of questions unanswered, which makes you want to get the next issue.
Again, it's issue 2 of 5, so
it's good. Pick it up, guys.
Yes.
Marvel's doing something.
Alright, and this one is a little bit long, so you're going to have to excuse me. This is the Sandman Special number 1. Now, it had 2 main stories and a little bit of other stories. The only ones that were actually mentioned as far as writers and everything were the first 2. So it's Dan Jurgens and Steve Orlando as writers, John Bogdanove and Rick Leonardi as artists, Mattapin and Steve Buccellato as color artists. The inker was only mentioned for the second story, Dan Green, and the cover was by Paul Pope, really cool artist, and Lovin okay, let me see if I can say this. Kinzerski, and those are the cover artists.
Yeah, this cover in particular, because it was the last one on the shelves. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, it speaks old school style.
It is a Paul Pope cover.
But I was like, I want a little bit more.
I mean, the
and I know these tributes to Jack Kirby. Mm-hmm. There's some really good covers out there, and I was like, all right, but again, they were leaving like hotcakes off the stand, so I grabbed what I could so I could review it.
Yes,
this character is fun.
Yes,
like it's like because we've read all the New Gods and whatever is going on with Darkseid, and you have this darkness or this hero light. It's there. It's like super down the line. You're like, they're all fucking trying to figure out who they are. They're like, am I really evil or am I good and shit like that. Right? You had that struggle, but they're all brutes and they're all fucking action packed. This one, you read it, it's like a bedtime story.
Yes,
I know he's a king. Right. I know he's a king of Dreamland and whatever.
Yes, and there's a reason for that, but we can keep going.
It reads like that. It's a fun bedtime story. It's everything. Even the characters that he's fighting. Yeah. You're like, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But I loved it because this dude is fighting the stuff that as kids, even grown-ups, because I've had some fucked up nightmares. Is the stuff we create in our dreams.
Yes.
So they could get either really, really scary or really, really silly. And he's our fucking hero in our dreamlands.
Yeah. The reason I like this Sandman, I like both the Neil Gaiman and this one.
Neil Gaiman is
Neil Gaiman's really good, which we did a trade back review on one of the early episodes, so you can go ahead and look that up. But when it comes to this one, the reason I fell in love with this character in the first place was actually reading the run of JSA, Justice Society of America. If you don't know, they are my favorite team by far. It's the Golden Age Flash, Golden Age Green Lantern. It's all these guys that I just fell in love with by reading Jeff Johns' run on them. It started in the early 90s, and it was James Robinson and David S. Goyer. And if that name sounds familiar, it's because he's one of the producers on a bunch of the new DC movies, starting with the Nolan stuff on. He's pretty much been an executive producer on this.
Was he a part of the arc in Smallville where they brought the Justice Society?
I know that Jeff Johns was, for sure.
It was really good.
But I'm pretty sure David S. Goyer was there.
Because that was around the time when Justice was being written or releasing, right?
No, this was around that time.
It was a Smallville arc.
It was a Smallville arc that was like a movie, basically. It was like 2 hours. And I think it was like a double feature kind of thing.
Yeah, because I remember a time where there was a GSA boom.
Yes.
They were uncovering Earth 2 and they were getting really detailed into it. Justice was going out there because I know you had those Faces of Evil and then you had the Justice covers. Now they were fucking amazing.
Yeah, sorry.
And it's your heroes that you know. It's Flash, it's Green Lantern, it's Batman, it's Superman, but in a different version.
Yeah, and they're just...
Like if you were living in 1950 style.
Yeah, they have a very strong moral code, and they're just... They face characters that you don't necessarily... You don't think of all the time.
True.
They fight like... Who's one of their... They do fight Black Adam. Like, Black Adam is like one of their things, because Black Adam joined the Justice Society for a little bit, then left. But that's where I fell in love with Sandman, because there was a Sandman special and there was a whole Sandman arc where he was meeting his father, who is another member of the Justice Society. I can't remember who exactly at the moment because I haven't read it in quite a bit. It's like 90 issues, so you got to give me a little bit of slack. But that's why I fell in love with that character, because he's just so... He can be so silly in those dreams, but there's nightmares and there's things that make him... that's where the other version of Sandman comes in, where he gets dreams and he has to solve whatever crime these dreams are giving him, and then he'll get a decent night's sleep. There's multiple versions of Sandman. This is just one of them. It's more the superheroes. It's a Jack Kirby. And it's more lighthearted, but it has tons of heart in it. The first story is basically, the way he explains it is Sandman is trying to stop these monsters from coming into our reality, because in children's dreams, they're so vivid and real that they start infecting the real world. So these monsters are trying to break through this barrier, basically. It turns out that kid is a great artist, and it turns out that it's supposed to be Jack Kirby as a child. And I was like, that is fucking cool. I love that.
It is. And I mean, it's always said that fantasy starts with the kids' mind.
That's true. Why you gotta nurture it.
That's why you have all these fucking monsters. The kids bring them out. I remember watching an anime once made by a 6-year-old. His dad goes, my kid made these characters and he just brought them to life. So, it's a great story, guys. It is. It's fun. It's fun. Something you could read if you have kids, nieces, nephews, anyone. It's a good comic to just get. And the tribute to Jack Kirby is just great. Yeah,
and then both of the stories do involve Jack Kirby. I'll leave the second one for you later, but the first one is just very sweet, and so is the second one. But just very silly, very fun, but tons of heart.
Yep. And on to the next one. This was almost my pick of the week.
Yeah, this is Justice League number 27, written by Brian Hitch. Drawn, or artist, is Fernando Pasaran. Passarin. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. The inker is Eau Claire Alberts. The colorist is Brad Anderson. I mean, this is almost your pick of the week, so let's start.
It was. Well, the thing is, art's amazing. Let's just get that out of the way. You have great colors. They're just... I like the way that this is drawn. The new media style.
Yes.
Where it looks like you're reading anime.
Yeah. And that's a big thing. That's a big point of contention for me and Tony, as well as a lot of my friends. They don't like the older style of art. You know, they don't like 80s art. They don't like 70s art. They don't like that kind of stuff.
I don't like it. I don't like it when the blend, like, I don't like almost watercolor style where everything's all smashed up. Don't like that. I like to see like if a color's a color. I mean, some of it's good. Yeah. Like some of the Japanese stuff that they do with watercolors and manga is amazing. Yeah. But these heroes have a different light.
Yes.
You want to see that boldness. You want to see that fucking symbol in the chest pop. Because it lets you know that a little bit of hope and shit, and the darkness, and this is what it is. And I like this because I didn't think they were gonna do what they did.
Yes.
Have you guys read the first issue of the art? Was last month. The kids of the Justice Leagues from the future come back into the past.
Yes.
All right, something's going on. Something's chasing them, and they need help. The world is chaotic. It's dark, and they said that it happened recently, and it was the Justice League's fault.
Oh, it was 22 years.
Right?
Yes.
And they go back, and they're like, I didn't think they were gonna just tell him, "You're my dad."
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna, keep that whole. If you tell them who your dad is, they're gonna do something and spark something, and it's gonna change the future.
Yeah.
But they straight out went,
"Yeah,
you're my mom, you're my dad," and the guys are looking at each other like,
how did this happen?
Yeah, how did this happen?
There's one couple in particular in the Justice League where you didn't think that they would
have kids,
and it turns out they have 3.
Yeah, they have the most.
Yeah.
All right, and I was like, okay, I mean, you could tell them that, but they go really into detail. Like Wonder Woman's son tells him, "I hate you.
Yes.
You abandoned me because I was born a boy, and you wanted a girl to continue the Amazon legacy." And Wonder Woman's like, "I wouldn't do that." He's like, "But you did." And he goes, "Thank you, Superman, because when she abandoned me, you picked me up. You are my father."
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck!" And Wonder Woman's like,
"That's Superman, baby. That's what I've been trying to fucking tell everybody."
The thing is that Wonder Woman is like, "Would I do that?" 'Cause she didn't think she would.
Yeah.
Because she, like, love everybody, whatever. But she's like, "Would I do that?" And it fucks her up. And I was like, "Is that gonna change Wonder Woman from here on?"
Yes.
And then you have one of the Green Lanterns, which I don't know much about. He's one of the new ones.
Yes.
And he's like, "So who's my kid?" And they're like, "Oh, hey, you don't have a kid, and shit happens."
Yes.
And I was like, "What?" If you guys ever see
spoilers, 3, 2, 1. All right, Simon Baz. He's a new Green Lantern, with Jessica Cruz, but Simon Baz turns out Chelita Sinestra Corps 22 years in the future.
Yeah, that was fucking cool, right?
Yeah.
But if you guys ever watched or seen or read anything that involves future and past, there's some lines you don't fucking cross.
Yeah.
You don't, because there's shit that happens. There's the fucking whatever cracks of reality and shit. You don't let out that much information. Yeah. You go back into the past and you don't touch much.
Yes.
You try to fix what broke. But that's it. These kids are like fucking, they know all the sopa.
Yeah.
They know all the cheese, they know all the sopa, everything.
Not all of it, because there is one thing that they keep hiding. They say, "Where can we stay? Because we need to fix something here." And they don't tell them why they're actually there. There's something that happens now that affects everything.
True.
Yes.
And they get more detailed. I mean, all the kids tell their parents something. And they tell them who the big bad guy is. They don't really tell them about Arthur Curry.
No.
But at the end, oof, that ending.
He makes a special guest appearance and whips someone's ass.
And the thing is, the Justice League, because Cyborg has the whole thing, and he scans them, he's like, "Oh, they are our sons and daughters and shit." But they don't trust each other.
Yeah.
Like, the young kids are hiding something from the Justice League, and the Justice League start doing things and hiding shit from them.
Yes.
Which I was like, so intriguing. It was like, okay, I want to keep reading this arc. I want to see what happens.
Yeah.
I want to see what's the shit that shifts where the Justice League makes the world dark.
Yes.
Instead of saving it, they fuck it up.
Yeah.
And then Arthur Curry alone is very interesting because he's hiding something. He, like I said in the last episode, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. He's like, he's doing evil because it's necessary.
Yeah. He's more like an anti-hero, like a Magneto or something.
So, pick it up, guys. It's good.
It is. Surprisingly, because Brian Hitch isn't a super great writer. He's a very good artist. Awesome artist.
True. I don't think he's doing the art.
He's not doing the art for this, but he did a whole bunch of books with Bendis. And just the way he frames things, like while he draws, is super cinematic, super actiony. Great artist. I didn't know much as a writer, and he's not a great writer. Like, what he's writing isn't super thought-provoking. It's just a straightforward narrative. It's like, this is happening, I have to keep this separate, and
it's like things. Weak sauce Bendis.
Yes, and that is a pretty damn good thing because he hung out with Bendis.
I'm sure.
Yeah, so but surprisingly very good. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did. It didn't come close to my pick of the week, which we'll review in just a bit, but it was good.
It's good. And you know what I've been noticing lately? It's a trend. I don't know if it's a trend shit, but all the great artists are starting to become writers. And, and these two big companies are giving them a chance.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like
Todd McFarlane and the creator of Hellboy taught the artists that you can be both.
Yes, create. Just because you're creative on one aspect doesn't mean that you can't try your hand in one, and doesn't mean that you're not good at both. There's people that are good at both. But next up is Tony's pick of the week.
My pick of the week. And god damn it, Marvel, I know it's hit and miss with these generations and this Venomverse, but I guess they really like the claws.
Yes.
Because last week's my pick of the week was Venomverse, the Wolverine edition. And the thing is, Venomverse have been sucking for a while. And last week's failish kind of comic was Generations because it was Jean Grey. It was just like you can see what's there. But god damn it, you bring Wolverine into it, and just I don't know if it's just because I'm a big fan of it, or is that they're actually writing it right. I don't know how to switch my brain to say, okay, this is not well written, but this is so good. It's a one shot that gets you right here.
Yes.
Because if anybody knows, X-23 is kind of like a Wolverine daughter. I know she's genetically made by his DNA.
It's a clone, basically.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not really his daughter. It's like more of a piece of him. But she thinks of him like a dad.
Yeah.
So she knows something's up. Because all these comics have the same thing. They're involved in a fight, and they don't know how they both got there.
Yeah.
But they got there.
Yeah.
Right? In this one, X-23 knows what's up. She knows that Logan's no more. Or at least this Logan.
Yes.
Not Old Man Logan, but Logan. I don't know how to...
Yeah.
Right? Our Wolverine. She knows he's gone. He's in fucking hell or wherever the hell he was. I know there's a Wolverine comic who was trying to get out of hell.
There's been a couple of those, but recently he's just dead.
Right.
So there's no explanation in terms of what he's doing in the afterlife, but he's just dead, as far as we know.
And you know what? This is a perfect example of future meets past, and there's not lines you don't cross. Marvel did that. Marvel gave X-23 all the power to tell Logan that would happen. Yeah, she bites her tongue because she knows that it might affect the future. But they have this... Bad guys and shit doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. They're fighting somebody. They team up, and it's great. It's action packed. It's what you want from fucking people with claws and shit, right?
Yeah.
But Logan is so smart. He catch on.
Yeah.
He's like, because he doesn't. This Logan doesn't know anything about X-23.
Yeah.
He catches on, and he's like, I think I know who you are. And if you're wearing my costume, taking on my mantle, I kind of think I know what happened. Yeah. And in this one, they're dealing with Logan's Japanese family, where Logan's afraid to be a father, so he finds excuses to leave. And oh man, there's this fucking panel where X-23 is like almost weeping, and he's like, "Stay, stay, because you never know when fucking you leave this earth, and you shouldn't put the daughter you have in this story." Without having a father. Yeah. She's like, okay. She's like, I know who you are. It's like, I know my own smell and shit. Yeah. And gives him fucking embrace. And you're like, claw action. There's fucking tears. And there was like, you have these fucking almost animal like people show true emotion. Yeah. And I was like, man, fuck that. Flip the table to the comic. I'll be like, fuck you, Wolverine. Why you gotta be so good? But yeah, it's just good, guys. Action packed, emotion packed. Fucking, it shows you that just because you're a berserker fucking animal that meant to kill, you don't have to. Yeah. This is Generations Wolverine and all new Wolverine #1.
It's written by Tom Taylor, which I'll mention just a bit. The artist is Ramon Rosanas, and the colorist is Nolan Woodward.
You know, this comic was so good. I was supposed to introduce it. I just went straight to the fucking fuck the artist, fuck the writer. It was like.
That's why I'm here. I'm here to give you a little levity. Now the thing is, I don't like Wolverine. I think he's kind of a boring character. He's kind of one-dimensional, unless you write him right. Unless
I know
Tom Taylor.
Aaron did something with him that was really good too.
Yeah, Jason Aaron.
Jason Aaron.
Yeah, Jason Aaron, Mark Miller, or Millar, if you want to say it that way. And there's tons of people. Greg Rucka has done another good run on Wolverine. The thing is, you have to have the right story to tell, and this one was absolutely the right story to tell. Instead of going into like just killing, which there's a lot of, but it's the Hand. They're fighting fucking
ninja zombies or some shit.
Ninja zombies.
Yeah.
It's the Hand. Who cares?
I told you the bad guy doesn't care because they're fucking. They're like sneak, claw, done.
Exactly. Now the thing with Tom Taylor is I had a really bad taste in my mouth because I didn't like the Injustice comic book. Everybody loved it, but I just thought it was kind of...
Everything Injustice was really good. I mean, you got issues though. But
I do have issues, and I tend to be contrary.
See, this is he's really informative. He's very knowledgeable. And he doesn't put his emotions into it until he has to. He's more of a calm-minded.
You're gonna hear fucking emotions in the next comic.
He's the calm. I'm the stormer. I was like, I don't give a fuck about story and shit. You give me a character and it just lights a fire in me. I will defend it, even if I'm wrong. I will defend it. I will say it's the greatest thing under God's earth and bullshit.
Yeah.
And this is what it is. Logan has always been that character that, he's always gonna come back and he can't be destroyed. And he's like, I was like, fuck you guys, it's Logan. He's like, get a little nice and pretend to be him and be like, all right. And this is what it was. It brought me that. It brought you both.
It's honestly gave you just that enough kind of snick and enough like emotional stuff there. This is revolving around his time in Japan, so Chris Claremont kind of stuff, during the X-Men, probably like the mid 80s kind of stuff, is where this kind of focuses. The generations is they somehow just go into the past. They don't explain it. That's what.
Yeah, they're one shots. They're just like.
It kind of pissed me off. They don't ever explain why they go back in time or how they go back in time. But I digress.
I'm guessing they're gonna. If you keep reading, they're kind of like they'll touch on it.
Maybe. I'm just saying that I was pretty surprised because Tom Taylor, I again didn't like too much, but then he started writing during the New 52 this Earth 2 stuff. And I thought it was going to suck because James Robinson was writing it before him. And turns out Tom Taylor actually did a really good job. And since then, he's kind of hit or miss for me. But when he hits out of the park. You know what I mean? It's home runs. And surprisingly, this was a really good comic because I really don't care about X-23 or Logan, to be honest with you. And in a very short period of time, he was able to make me feel for those characters and be like, okay, that's just a good story. I'm fine with that.
Plus, these things make it easy for you new comic readers to jump on, or old comic readers that stop reading and they're like, you know what, I should try to get back in comics. What about what happened to my favorite character? Mm-hmm. Let's explains it.
Yeah.
It brings you the stuff you probably read and find out like what happened to them, mm-hmm. and where you can start reading from the future on.
Yes.
That's good, guys. Pick it up.
Alright, now here comes my fucking pick of the week, alright? I'm gonna let you know, motherfuckers know. It's Dark Knight's Metal #1. It's written by Scott Snyder. It's fucking got a fucking art by Greg Capullo. It has inks by Jonathan Glaspin, and it has colors by FCO Blasincia. Alright, motherfuckers. You want a goddamn fucking... Yeah! You want a fucking good story that you won't understand?
You won't understand.
And here's the thing. I'm talking to you. You're right there. And thank you, everybody that's listening and listening this far. This is a crisis story. If you know anything about crisis stories, they're super complicated. That's all you gotta know. Now, for him, if you're more in line with his sensibilities, You can tune out now. If you're more in line with my sensibilities, it's just a really good story. Because what he's doing is he's making this whole... He's making an actual crisis. Things are actually happening that are way out of fucking line. In the beginning, Mongol gets them to be gladiators in a death world that he creates. Again, all deep cuts DC stuff. Basically, they get out of it, and out of this, there's this whole thing with this metal, this Nith metal, and we've been talking about it with the preludes that have happened before. There's so many things that are... If you're a longtime DC fan, you're super gonna appreciate what they're doing with everything that Scott Snyder's trying to explain. If you're a not longtime DC reader and you don't know like the history of DC, you're gonna get kind of lost, which I assume was what happened to you.
Oh no, I didn't get lost. I'm gonna let you finish.
Because there's a lot of things that you'll just gloss over. Like you'll just read it and you'll be like, "That's weird" or whatever, but you don't understand what's going on. This is revolving around Nith metal. There's so much stuff. There's gonna be the return of a challenging team. There's gonna be a return of some sort of hawk. There's gonna be Sandman's brothers getting involved. Alright, we're talking about Neil Gaiman Sandman. Somebody's getting involved. So this is not even just a DC crisis.
It's across everything.
It's a fucking multiverse, and there's this whole thing about a dark multiverse. If you know anything about DC, 52 is a big number. There's 52 universes. Yo. There's even a whole map that they show you. They never... And it's so simple. Something so simple that I never thought of. It's just like there's dark universes. There's a dark multiverse. So there's millions of these types of... There's like the infinite number of universes. There's just that, but evil. And they're all trying to invade Earth. There's something special about Earth. And if you read Green Lantern, you know there's something very special about Earth. So it's just all these things that I absolutely love DC for. All these crises I love because they give you so much bullshit. And you're like, what's going on? And they're giving you red herrings. They're actually giving you things that are not going to be in the actual story. They're literally putting in things that are going to, like, you know, put you in the wrong way. And I love that type of storytelling. I've always loved that type of storytelling. So for me, it's just a pick of the week just because it hits everything that I love about comics.
All right. I mean, it's good.
Yes.
Let's start off with the cover. This is the most metal cover I could get. There's one more I wanted off from this. Mm-hmm. So when they're in that tombstone, there's the fucking Joker, the skull come out. I don't know if you saw it.
There's even a more metal cover in which it's all the Justice League characters in this formation.
I ain't like that. I thought that was corny as fuck.
That's metal, baby.
All right.
Metal's corny as fuck.
I like this. All right. I'm gonna tell you why this I like it. And I saw a Greg Capullo interview.
Yes.
And he's like, I'm gonna go wild. Because I always wanted... He's a big fan. He's a big metalhead. Mm-hmm. He's like, I always wanted to do a story with Rose. My kind of music with the characters I like.
Yes.
And I have an older brother. Mm-hmm. And he's a big metalhead. Or he used to be. Old school 90s, 80s metal. Mm-hmm. And there is this thing that he watched called Heavy Metal. The anime. Mm-hmm. And he bought a couple comics. It feels to me like that.
Yes.
This is exactly... It feels like you're watching an Iron Maiden music video or fucking old Metallica.
Yeah.
Like if you're watching an old Metallica video with your...
Good Metallica.
With your characters.
Not Reloaded bullshit. Right. Reloaded.
I see a lot of Easter eggs for fucking DC. Mm-hmm. Like I said, like I always said, DC heroes are not meant for me. Other than Shazam, I'm a big villain guy.
Yeah.
And feels like they're gonna fuck with the Joker so much. I'll be like, ugh.
Good.
But I can see it. I see it. I see the whole armor. I see the whole monsters. Like I said, you see in Heavy Metal, you see these creatures that, for some reason, they're like in ancient times, but they're all armored up and big old fucking sword, and you have your axes and shit.
Yep.
That's probably why I wasn't picking on me, because I've seen shit like this. Like, if you guys watch enough anime, like Berserk and shit, you've seen shit like that, other than it has Batman. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the Hawks, and it has a lot of Hawks stuff, because they're part of the whole Nth metal and the whole shit. Oh, shit, something? What's her name? Hawk Girl's real name. It's just something.
Shiara or something.
Shiara, right? You know her maze is anti-magic is because it's made or has a piece of that metal in it and shit like that. I understood everything, but I fucking hate Batman. They're just giving Batman so much fucking power, and it looks like the villains are gonna be Batman related. Other than I saw the Metal Flash looks fucking cool. And I was like, oh, it's okay. Like I said, it reads like a fucking heavy metal. And I was like, all right, the art's that. But I've seen it before.
Okay.
I'm not a big DC dude to be like, give me more and shit. I've been like, it's good.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we'll read the next episode, because you know it's gonna be a whole arc, and you have to buy the side issues that come with it. But
I'm definitely buying those.
It's good. It's good. It's not bad. It's not bad. And I love rock music. This is what it screams. It screams to you like you can fucking. If you really hear the big bass lines and there's even the part in there where they give you a little guitar solo where they're trying to fucking be like, oh, this is what happened. You know that's a guitar solo. Then fucking here comes the drums and here comes the fucking bad guys. You're like, ooh, it gives you tingles, but I don't care for the DC characters. Not yet. I'm pretty sure they're gonna give me something and be like, oh my god, I want it.
I don't think so. To be honest with you,
I'll be like, because I seen the posters, I seen the stuff. The bad guys seem pretty cool.
Yeah.
The ones that are not related to Batman. And I hope that they make the Joker. I know the Joker's gonna do something with it. Because they all fucking said something about a clown and shit. But it's good, guys. It's good. It is good. You like rock music, you like rock style art. I don't know how to put it.
Yeah.
Pick it up. If you're a big DC fan, pick it up. You're gonna love this.
If you're a big DC fan, you should. There's no reason why you shouldn't.
Yeah, because they're gonna give you shit from all fucking. And
All right. Spoilers. I gotta talk about this. Fuck it. They're gonna give you Challenges of the Unknown. If you don't know anything about Challenges of the Unknown, go ahead and read Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. Challenges of the Unknown. You know what? I'll probably fucking bring it in a fucking few weeks, because that's what made me care about those characters. Those characters actually are cool. Again, just gotta write them the right way. They're gonna bring those back, and like that's a big thing for me. And the whole thing where, and I'm a Batman fan. Like I'm saying I am.
Oh, I know. But you're a Lantern Batman, dude. You always been. I mean, Sinestro has your fucking heart, and Batman has your
my heart is yellow. But Batman, even I get tired of Batman. There was a long time where everything was fucking Batman. There was 6, 7 books, 8 books of Batman.
Fucking Batman.
Sort of.
Real quick before. I always thought they gave too much power for a fucking human. I get it that just because he's the weakest link, he makes himself the strongest of heroes. But fuck, come on, man.
Yeah, and the thing is, even though I love Grant Morrison, he's the one that pretty much started that train. He started what people refer to as Bat God, where he knows everything before it happens.
Yeah, it's weird.
And don't get me wrong, I love that stuff, but if that stuff is all the time, then it gets boring. Like I start getting, and that's what it did it for me. I got burned down because there was like 7 or 8 Batman titles, like 7 or 8. That's a lot for just one character.
See, that's another thing I hated about this fucking comic. They're like, everybody's explaining everything, right? And Batman goes, oh, okay, I kind of knew about it. I just needed to make sure.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I'm going back. I'm going to fuck everybody. He fucking escapes the conversation that everybody's having to go figure shit out for himself, because he already has enough information to know what he's going on. Yeah. I hate that. And I hated how you said it right. It was simple. Yes. You had the 52, but there has to be something more, right?
Yes.
I think the dark universe is a cop-out. I know it's metal and it's fucking whatever. It's simple.
Yes.
I thought they could have done more.
the thing is, for this type of story, you don't need more.
True, because have you guys seen the heavy metal?
Exactly.
You just like simple bad guy.
You don't need more. You need like every once in a while, just like the generations that we were just talking about, the Wolverine. It's very simple. It's a very simple story.
It is.
And just because it's simple doesn't mean that it's not good. Or just because something's complicated doesn't make it good.
Oh yeah, like I said, if you give me characters I like, I would have been just like Generation. Simple, great stories, gets to you because you like the characters.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Shazam in it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Deathstroke. I haven't seen characters that I enjoy reading yet. I'm pretty sure they'll come down the line. Like I said, I'm a big Joker fan.
Yeah.
They're gonna give me something Joker related, be like, okay, I'm in now.
Yeah.
Because right now, the Joker's been in the preludes. Joker's
actually. Have you seen the thing, the picture of Joker that they recently released?
I haven't seen the like I said, I wanted the Joker cover. You saw the Joker cover, right? Where he's in front of the tombstone and he's wearing the Jester's hat.
Yes.
I wanted that so bad. I went to 3 comic shops and none of them had that cover, and I was so sad. So I picked this because it was the most metal cover. But in the first issue, he's mentioned, but he's not involved. In the preludes, he was involved, but they left you with questions. So I mentioned they're gonna get there. And I don't know where Shazam is in all this. I hope he makes an appearance because Metal Shazam would be fucking amazing. And Metal fucking Deathstroke would be amazing. But I don't think what Deathstroke's going through is counting with this.
Yes.
Alright? So I'm guessing, like I said, if you give me a character to fall in love with in this series, I'm all about it. Because it does have points I like. Has the whole heavy metal music stuff. So I'm just waiting for that. That's the cover?
That's the cover for a one-shot called Batman, the Batman Who Laughs. And that's
Joker wearing fucking bat.
Yeah, the reason I like this, and if you look at it, just go ahead, you can put in Batman Laughs 2017 Metal, and it's probably one of the first.
You know what he looks like? Have you guys seen Hellraiser?
Like a Cenobite?
Like a fucking head, like Pinhead's minions. He looks like he has that fucking long trench coat. He has that little claws, and he has that big teeth. Yeah, with just his eyes covered with a bat metal things.
Which, if you know, is going to be really nerdy, and I don't know anybody who know this, but the extended cuts of the Lord of the Rings, where they show the mouth of Sauron, it's pretty much that.
Yeah.
If you know that, it's really cool.
That's another thing. They give me like nightmare-ish, slashers, Halloween style stuff in it. So, and like I said, it's good. It wasn't good enough for me because there's no characters I could indulge in.
Like
the closest thing they're gonna give me is a Flash. Because Lanterns I don't really care for. I mean, they're good, but and Batman I don't really care for. Superman I don't really care for. Wonder Woman I don't really care for. The Hawks, I was like, even they're just Romeo and Juliet.
And the whole thing with this is like they make it a mention to like tell you in the story, which really got me like excited, because they were saying the things that we knew about this universe, like they're talking about their universe, is in this new 52 we know that there is 2 for sure things that make up our universe. There's matter, and then there's antimatter. And if you know anything about that, it's like the monitor and anti-monitor, which goes back to the first Crisis. But they were saying up until now we didn't know that there was a third thing, and it was the dark universe. And basically the way that they explain it is like all of space, all the black space that you see within our universes is the dark universe. And that was just a really cool concept, and I was like, oh, okay, that's something super simple that I like. And yeah, I can understand where you're coming from. You're not a big DC fan, you don't like a lot of the heroes, and for me, I like all those heroes. Now the thing is, I understand this is a Batman thing, and I was like I was saying before, it was a time I was oversaturated Batman, I didn't care about him. But there's always these types of things that are always going to make me like that back. Because
I'm pretty sure DC knows, hey man, we saturated enough with Batman. People are getting tired of him. Pretty sure sales are down because there was like 8 comics and no one's picking up but like 1. The fucking Jokes and Riddle arc is not doing so well, even though, like I said, I'm a big Joker fan. I was just not liking it.
Yes.
So they have to give something fresh. And there's no one more metal than Batman in DC. He is he has darkness. He's bats. He has a dark suit. So of course they're gonna give him fucking that rock style that they want. He falls right for him. And Greg Capullo loves Batman. He's like, give him to me.
Yeah.
And when he's doing these sign wise, like, there's that metal poster that has everybody all fucking great art. Just not characters that I like.
Yeah.
That's my only fucking thing. I like everything about it. Just the main stuff yet. Not for me.
Okay, fair enough.
But I'll keep reading it. I'm just saying. They're gonna give me something. They're gonna give me something. I'll be like, Roman. Yeah. Roman, you fucking be like,
I would be like, I've been on it since day one, you fuck.
I was like, I tried, but they got okay.
Yeah, but now is that's it for this week's floppies.
Yeah, I know it's a little bit longer than usual. We usually run around 3 or 4 comics, but it was a good week.
And trust me, when I read off this list, you're probably not gonna like it.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be talking about our trade back. This is one of my favorites.
This was Roman's pick because we usually try to trade back. Like I said, I have a different style of comics. He has writers and shit, more action and stuff like that. Yeah. But we give each other a chance.
Yeah.
It's a good way to sell a trade back. You can't be like, yeah, I agree. Everything's great and sunshines and fucking rainbows and shit.
And trust me, this is no sunshine and rainbows.
It's not.
This is Joe the Barbarian. It's written by possibly my favorite writer, Grant Morrison. It's art by Sean Murphy, a great artist, and the colors are by Dave Stewart. Now, just to set it up, this boy on the cover, if you can see him, he's Joe. He's basically been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And
if you guys don't know what type 1 diabetes is, that you have to consume sugar. Hypoglycemia is a thing.
Yes, because
and you could throw your body into shock.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen that in real life.
It's fucked up.
No, it is. We were in a award ceremony when I was in high school, and there was a big storm coming around. I don't know if you guys know Trinity University. You know Trinity University? We used to have our award ceremonies. So there was a storm around, and they stopped the award ceremony. They told everybody head down to where it's safe, and they were just there, and we were just sitting in the hallways waiting for everything to clear up and shit like that. A lady went to shock. A lady started fucking shaking. The color had left her body. She hit the floor and everything. It was like it's like if you're having like a slash stroke, epilepsy style. I
mean, basically your body's going into a coma because it doesn't have the right amount of insulin to control your sugar and spikes.
And her daughter was there, and she was throwing the purse around. She's like, "Someone, I need candy. Does anybody have soda, chocolate, candy? Doesn't fucking even gum."
Yeah.
There's like, she's gonna die. And some kind of woman's like, she's gonna die. And if all the fucking people don't have candy, except the someone next to me had 2 Jolly Ranchers. 2 Jolly Ranchers saved this woman's life. It was like, I shit you not. It was like dying to life moments. She unwrapped the candy and she put it in her mom's tongue, and she just like, it looked like she took a deep breath. She sat down and just fucking calmed the fuck down. And I was like, fuck. Candy saves lives, guys. Jolly Ranchers always. And from there, my mom's always carried gum and candy because you never know, shit happens.
Yeah, exactly. Diabetes, especially, we're Mexican. I have type 2 diabetes.
It runs in my bloodline, so I'm pretty sure.
It's not as severe as type 1, but it can be a problem later in life. So maybe that has something to do with why I like this so much, but honestly, it's just a good story. It's basically this kid that has type 1 diabetes, and he's going through a whole bunch of stuff. There's a recent divorce that's going on, and there's just things that are happening in his life. Alright,
I'm getting spoilers. Alright, I'm getting spoilers. 3, 2. Pick it up, guys. It's good. I'm not going to explain why it's good. It's been out for a while.
Yeah.
Alright. So you have this kid, lost his dad. Mom's going through shit because the dad, he's a soldier.
Yeah.
So he got shipped out, died, didn't leave him anything. They're struggling to eat. They're struggling. They're struggling to eat. They're struggling to pay the mortgage. Yeah. They're gonna take away their house. This kid is got all that shit in his head. He gets bullied.
Yeah.
All right. In the beginning of the story, look, I hate the way Grant Morrison writes this.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Grant Morrison's writing. It's like hit and miss with me, and this was a little bit of miss because they give you something like the sickness,
mm-hmm.
and he expands it too much.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, you have this kid. His mom gives him. He's on a field trip. He gives him a candy bar. He's like, make sure to have sugar,
mm-hmm.
right, or not. Shit's gonna happen, and the kid knows that he's hypoglycemic. He knows that he's sick. He knows that shit. But some bullies take away his fucking chocolate, and he goes home, right? And when he goes home, he starts having his fucking sugar attack, right?
Yeah.
And from there on, it gives him like fucking. It makes him delirious.
Yeah, he basically goes into a coma. And when he goes into a coma,
he doesn't go to a coma because he's moving. He understands that.
You're going into that.
Yeah.
Like it's like the shock. It's the first steps into it. Basically, he finds this world where basically he's a hero. He then he goes on these adventures, of course, in his head
with his best friend, which is a fucking mouse.
Yeah,
I like that because there's in this book they differentiate mice that are your pets and rats that live in the fucking walls.
Yeah,
I love that. The fuck. All right, I hate the way Grant Morrison writes this because it's so simple.
Yes,
it's simple. It's a story about a kid going into hypoglycemic shock, and he has a venture from finding out that his body's going through some shit to getting some kind of sugar substance in him.
Yeah.
But he is so fucked up that he makes a world and he's delirious and he understands he's delirious. But he goes to a fucking adventure in his own house, which is cool. Because as kids, we all play with our toys. And they, even though people don't say, each toy has some kind of meaning for you. Like Toy Story.
Yeah.
Right? And these characters that he lives with come alive, and turns his regular house into a world of adventure.
Yeah,
and and I love it. You know what I love the most? It's an adventure to get a soda.
Yeah,
I'm a fucking soda fiend. People have told me I'm gonna fucking probably die because I drink so much soda. And I love this. Like I wouldn't do that. I would go fucking. It has pirates. It has knights. It has barbarians. It has fucking samurai warriors. It has everything.
Yeah,
and it's this kid dealing with his shit of life, his sickness, and he's found a way to focus himself by going to a world he knows.
Yeah.
Because he knows his buddy rat is not a warrior.
Yeah.
But he makes it out a warrior.
Yeah.
And there's one fucking scene that was like, oh, fuck. So, this kid is going through shit. He's trying to wash his face. He left the water running. It overflows and makes like a river. And he realizes outside's a dark, stormy night. He left the door open. And his rat's trying to protect him, trying to find a way to get some consumption of sugar.
Yeah.
And a fucking dog shows up. That one little scene with the fucking dog, I was like, fuck you, stupid dog.
Yeah.
It gets into you. And the art is fucking amazing. Fuck the story. Fuck Grant Morrison's detailed writing.
Yeah.
The art brings the story to fucking life. And it's cool because if you pay attention to the way the pages slash, you see a lot of our fucking toys and heroes. Like, and one of them was like, is that Superman in the corner? It is. I was like, is that fucking Optimus Prime in the other one? It was.
Yeah.
And it was like, huh. I was like, dude, there's fucking dinosaur with lasers. I was like, okay. Then they gave me, I don't know what they were in real life, but they gave me fucking sewer pirates, which I loved.
And that's the thing that I love about this comic. It's just like, I had read it a long time ago, and I gave it to him to read because we had done previously, maybe like 2 or 3 episodes ago, we covered I Kill Giants.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Which is another.
It does feel like that.
And that's the thing. I gave it to you because I was like, look, if you like I Kill Giants, I think you're gonna like this because it goes into a world of fantasy, but this fantasy plays out as something more than that.
It is
like the whole scene with the dog killing his rat and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that's mirrored that like things are gonna happen, like bad shit's gonna happen to you. And so it's your choice whether or not you want to deal with it and face it head on, or if you're gonna ignore it and let whatever's bothering you
it's like
eventually
you know what this is like have you ever guys seen that when you fucking what the world says that when you're gonna die your life flashes in front of you, or you're going through this out of body experience when you're dying? This is what's happening. This kid's about to fucking die, and he's trying to cope with it, and he copes with it the best way he is, which is these characters that turns out that he's drawn. He's a great artist, and it's just a really good fucking adventure. It is the fucking art pops. The art makes the story extra good.
Yes,
right, because Grant Morrison has a way of writing that's weird, that you have to get to the ending to understand the full story.
Yes.
But if you're just watching the panels, you could see these little kids going through something, and it sucks that he has to go through it alone, because he's in his house, he's dying, he's by himself, and it looks like he's a loner. So he's by himself. Yeah. And usually when you're by yourself, you kind of make your own world. Yeah. I've been of like, I don't really like people. So this is why I like all this shit, because it's a different world you could throw yourself into. Yeah. And this, it looks like what he did. He threw himself into these toys, these comics, these characters. And it turns out that's what ended up saving him. Yeah. It's what made him get up from his bed. It's what made him keep going and pushing forward. Yeah. And it's eventually what saves him. And the fucking ending, I didn't see it coming. I was like, fuck. And you start with this kid looking weak as fuck to the end page when he's all fucking geared up and there's fucking blood and he's just like, he is a fucking barbarian. Yeah. I was good. It's good from beginning to end. You would have to read the whole trade back to get the whole story. Yeah. But the art makes you keep wanting to read it. So it's good. Pick it up.
Interesting story about Grant Morrison.
Fuck Grant Morrison. Good. He's so crazy for me.
You hate him so much. And
I don't hate it. Like I said, there's some shit that he's reading that I was like...
You hate the way he writes, right?
I hate the way he writes.
Interesting story about how he writes. He actually draws all his comics. He actually takes the time. He draws all the panels that he wants. He does that. But he only does that for himself. So he can give a description to an artist, and that artist interprets that however he wants.
The Fat Man on Batman, where Kevin Smith... interviews him. I hate how cocky he is, because there's one fucking interview where he's like, I made my name so in there in comics, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. He strictly goes, you like my writing, you're gonna stick with me. If you don't, I don't give a fuck. Because my writing ain't for
I'm sticking with you.
He's like, my writing ain't for the newcomers. My writing, you're not gonna get everything off one book. You're not gonna get everything off 2 books. You want my whole story, you're gonna read my whole arc. You don't like it, don't read it. I'm too good for you guys either way. Fuck you. I'm good.
I read a whole year and a half of just Batman just to read his whole ending.
And I get it, right? Because he is a good writer. I mean, you don't get cocky by being crappy, right?
Somewhat disagree with you.
But sometimes he goes too far. Sometimes he does it on purpose. It's like George R. Martin and fucking Game of Thrones. The way he teases, like, keep fucking telling me to write my book faster. I'm just gonna kill your characters just because guess what? I can.
I completely agree with that. Don't fuck with people. Just let them do what they're gonna do.
And I get it, because Final Crisis was written by him. Garbage. Yeah. Right? To me, it was garbage. To you liked it because it's his style, right? Yeah. But the other Crisis he's done, the Marvel stuff he's done, I was like, more. Because he made fucking Deadpool cool. He made Phantom X cool. Yeah. He made the X-Men fucking cool. When X-Men was dying, or when X-Men was becoming too kiddish, he made it grown up. So, kudos to him. But sometimes, you know what? Fuck you, Grant Morrison. You want to talk about it? I got a Twitter. Come at me, bitch. You doesn't even know we exist. But whatever.
I honestly check his Twitter every once in a while, and he tweets like once every 6 months.
Oh, but he reads. They all read.
I'm sure he does.
And he does. He does really good interviews too. And
he does.
And it's just great because everybody fucking ends up saying the same shit about him. He's just a crazy good writer.
He is.
But I know this has been actually a really long video now that I think about it, but that is gonna be your trade back, guys. Fucking great story, action packed, emotional. Fucking if you're struggling with someone with diabetes, you know someone with diabetes, this shit gets real fucking fast. If you're a loner and you find yourself diving into these comics, you find your own little world, this gets real fast. If you're an artist and you realize that the characters you draw can one day be your heroes and shit, this shit gets real to you real fucking fast. Yep. And that ending will come out of fucking left field and be like, fuck all of you and fuck Grant Morrison. That's how I felt about this. Pick it up. But enough of this shit, Roman. Tell them what's coming up tomorrow.
Alright, we're gonna start with Marvel. This for tomorrow's comic books. Marvel is Ben Reilly's. Why is that? It's weird. Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider number 6, Cable number 4.
Oh, okay, yeah, Scarlet Spider.
Ben Reilly.
I was like,
Cable number 4, Daredevil number 25, Darth Vader number 2, Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe again number 4.
I've been reading that, guys. I know he doesn't like it, but this is good. It's just fucking fun.
This is whoever writes that is like the way he hates Grant Morrison. I fucking hate that writer. Doctor Strange number 24, Edge of Venomverse number 5, which is the last before it actually starts.
And it's gonna be Deadpool.
Yeah.
But the way they left off number 4 makes me want to pick that up because they gave you a little surprise character at the end. I want to see what they do with it.
Yep. Generations Unworthy Thor and Mighty Thor number 1.
I want to read that.
That's like the only one that's okay. It's Jason Aaron, so I'm good with it.
Jason Aaron does good Thor and good Wolverine. He does a good Hulk too. I love this Hulk run.
Yeah, the Incredible Hulk run. It was really short for him though. But either way, I Am Groot number 4, Iceman number 4, Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man number 3, Punisher number 15, Secret Empire number 9, Star Wars, Dr. Aphra Annual number 1, True Believers Kirby 100th, Avengers Devil Dinosaur number 1, True Believers Kirby 100th, Inhumans number 1, True Believers Kirby 100th, Nick Fury number 1, Weapon X number 7, and X-Men Gold number 10.
Real quick, I've lost Punishers. I started in New York. I would love to jump back in.
Punisher 15. It's the ride the pain train. The subway can be full of horrible people, and on a good day, but today is not a good day. Let's see, man speeders, prosynthesizers, mariachi bands, all in a day's commutes, but a gang of murderous criminals, they'll ruin even the most jaded New Yorker's day. They
Sounds
aren't
like a one shot.
Yeah, they aren't the only scary things lurking around. Frank Castle has them in his sights. Expect some slight delays. Parental advisory.
Alright, I guess. That's gonna be everything for Marvel, right? Let's get on to some of these.
It's written by Becky Cloonan. That's weird. Another artist turned writer. DC Action Comics 986, Batgirl number 14.
Is that the?
That is the start of the Lex Luthor battle.
That's right.
Batgirl number 14, Batman Beyond number 11, Batman the Shadow number 5, Blue Beetle number 12, Detective Comics 963, Flash 29, Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 27.
Flash 29's coming. That's the second part of Negative?
That's the second part of Negative.
Really? It's a bi-weekly one?
Yes, so is the Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps.
I guess they're trying to get everything out, huh?
They've been...
that's that God arc, right?
Yes, the Fall of the Gods.
Yeah.
Actually, those two titles are 2 times a week.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So that's why you get you in a month, and it's just really weird. Or 2 times in a week, 2 times in a month. Harley Quinn number 26. Number 26, not sex. Hellblazer number 13. Commandy Challenge number 8.
Where's Hellblazer at? That's Constantine, right?
Yes.
I love me some Constantine. Is that the start of New York?
Spirit Hunter Part 1.
There you go. We're gonna pick that up.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm a big Magic fan. Fucking Dark Justice League was the best thing you could give me. And good anime too. If you guys like anime,
I never saw the anime, but I did read the comic.
I have it right somewhere around here. You can borrow it.
Sweet. Manhunter number 1. Manhunter Special number 1, which is again another Jack Kirby thing. Mother Panic number 10, Nightwing: The New Order number 1, which I'll probably pick up, but we won't review here because I know you hate it.
Is it Nightwing?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'll give it a shot.
Suicide Squad number 24 and Teen Titans number 11.
Teen Titans is good. I'm gonna pick that up.
Yeah.
Nightwing is part of the metal.
No,
it's
its own thing. Okay. Apparently, it's set in the future where superheroism or superpowers are outlawed, and he's trying to set all that free.
I've heard that before. I don't know where. Yeah. All right, I'm in. Fucking future. Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay, now we're going on to indies. I made a very short list because fuck. A lot of indies. Archie number 23, Black Hammer number 12, Call of Duty Zombies number 6, Department H number 17, Dying of the Dead number 5, Game of Thrones Clash of Kings number 3, Lazarus Cross plus 66 number 2, it's a long title and difficult one. Letter 44 number 35, Project Superpowers Hero Killer number 4, Rick and Morty number 29, Rick and Morty official coloring book. If you like that kind of stuff.
I hate Rick and Morty.
Sabrina number 8, Shipwreck number 5, Shirtless Bear Fighter number 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Dimension X number 4, which that's a fucking mouthful. Underwinter number 6, WWE number 8, and Exo Manowar number 6.
I didn't want to pick none of those up.
Yeah, it's not a great week for indies. To be honest with you, we might double down on DC because there's not a lot on Marvel.
It might be you know what, guys? You might get what you guys wanted, a short video next week. Maybe.
Yeah, it might be like 2 or 3 comments. Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah. We'll try to make you. No, because my time to pick up trade back, so you probably used to be like.
Here's the thing: is we're both talkers, and eventually, as much as we want to give you 3 comics, 4 comics, kind of in that realm. Even if we do, we're gonna argue about things so much because we just have.
Sometimes we forget we're trying to sell these comics to you guys so you can pick them up. And
yeah,
just like, you know what?
Arguing.
We're just gonna argue the fucking why you should read them.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you got this far in the video,
yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
If you want to fucking help us or, be part of the Grimmworks, make sure to follow us on our social medias. We have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, all Grimmworks. We could subscribe to YouTube. Put on a little notation. Make sure YouTube knows that you're listening or viewing. You could always subscribe and leave comments and, tell the families and friends about us.
Yeah. And if we're gonna try different things with this. We're gonna try to get the formula right. But if you also do want to contact us through email, you can go ahead and leave us an email at citypod88@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And in the title box, just put comics or something to that effect. And you can ask us questions, anything like that. But again, you can do that on YouTube as well, since you're looking at this now.
Yeah, because we have a little bit of everything.
Do we want to shout out to our sponsor?
Yeah, we have a sponsor for all your gamer guys and gamer girls or gamer people. Fuck I don't know. Everybody needs a little bit of D-pad power-ups.
Yeah, Destiny 2 right here. These pops right here that you see right here, these beautiful ones. D2's coming up. My hands are already getting sweaty, and I need some thumbsticks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know the fucking things out of the fact that you just rip and I'm a fucking Street Fighter pad player. I play Zangief, so when you're fucking turning butter, it just like it slips and shit. But anyways, if you guys need some grips, go down to spreezy.com/fade grips and put our code, which is Grimmworks capital GRIMMWORKS, and you're gonna get that 20% discount.
That's right.
Who doesn't like a discount?
Who doesn't?
And it shows that you want to help us out.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get more sponsors, so the more our words get out there, the more we bring you guys.
Yeah, and if you know anybody that likes comics, point them to this, and if they want it in some other way, we'll figure that out. Just let us know.
Yep.
If you want kind of a catch-all, go to City. We have things that cover Warhammer. We have things that cover wrestling. All these types of things.
Everything nerdy we kind of cover.
Yeah.
Go ahead in the comments. Tell us what you pick up this week. Tell us trade back we should read. Come on, we want to know what you guys are reading. We know we'll pick it up.
Tell me how much I suck and how much you hate Batman, and I'll just.
Tell them how bad Grant Morrison could be at times.
Yeah, tell me. I know there's bad Grant Morrison comics out there. Go ahead and give me a list, and I'll tell you if you're wrong or not.
But most important, thank you for watching.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Deuces.